everybody. Welcome back to Clara's News Channel. So glad you decided to stop by and see what I am putting up for debate today. But before we get started, I want to remind you, go in your settings, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, hit the thumbs up, do all three of those things. And if you don't like me, hit the down, hit the thumbs down button. That's fine. Engagement is engagement over here. And even if you would like to hate watch me, if you are MAGA and you are, I'm censoring myself, and you like to hate watch me, go ahead and subscribe and we'll fight it out in the comments. All right. Today, what I'm putting up for debate is how Trump is starting to turn his guns on Kamala Harris. And all this nonsense that's going on. I had my video yesterday, my podcast yesterday was about how Democrats need to shut up and fall in line. And today is people need to come and rally and try to protect Kamala Harris from this person. But I found this on Yahoo News, and we're going to read some of it and then we'll discuss. And it's by Nathan Leyland. Donald Trump's campaign and some of his allies have launched a preemptive political strike on Vice President Kamala Harris, moving swiftly to try to discredit her amidst talks among some of her fellow Democrats that she might replace President Joe Biden atop of the party's 2024 presidential ticket. That is not going to happen. Look, you see these words coming out of my mouth. If you are MAGA, if you are, I think everybody who's in the Republican Party at this point is MAGA. Totally insane. And so if you are coming in my comments trying to defend any of this mess, especially Trump, then let me just tell you and break the news to you. Kamala Harris will not be at the top of the ticket. It will be Joe Biden. The only way Kamala Harris will be at the top of the ticket, that Joe Biden would die. And so you can just forget about that. On social media and in a flurry of statements over the past 48 hours, Trump campaign and his Republican allies appear to be laying the groundwork for an all-out assault on Harris should the 81-year-old Biden decide to end his reelection bid following his feeble debate performance last week. I think I have made myself perfectly clear about that debate performance. President Obama had a bad debate, and I think he was in his 50s at the time. Everybody has an off night. And like I said, I don't care if Joe is actively in the middle of a stroke. Okay. If he is in the back of an ambulance actively in the middle of a stroke, it still would not change my mind about voting for him, because a stroke victim would be able to do a better job than Donald Trump. A stroke victim would be able to do a better job than Donald Trump. Donald Trump is a very dangerous human being. And so I don't even understand why we even having this conversation. And it really irritates me that Democrats entertain this mess with the news media. The news media is doing the same thing it did last time. They've tried to make Hillary sick and all this kind of stuff, and Hillary is in better shape than Trump is now. So y'all can miss me with all that. While Biden has insisted that he is not quitting the race for 4 months before the November 5th election, and Harris has stood firmly behind him, the Trump campaign has little to lose by attacking the vice president now, so that if Harris does emerge as the nominee, she might be so in a weakened state. What is they going to attack her with? 34 felonies? That's what he has. Sleeping with a porn star? That's him. Orchestrating an insurrection? That's him too. What they going to have on her? They can just miss me with all of this. Why, okay, and it said Republicans have regularly criticized Harris, 59, during Biden's term in office, but the attacks this week represents a sharp and seemingly coordinated escalation that appears to be a link to an increased talk about her probability of replacing Biden as the Democratic presidential candidate. It's not going to happen, people. And people like me are not going to fall for the okey doke of CNN and New York Times. And they did the same bullshit last time. They did the same, they ran the same game on Hillary. But we are not going to fall for the okey doke this time. We're not going to be bamboozled, led amok, led astray, gaslit. None of that's going to happen this time. We are going to stay focused on what's important: women's bodily autonomy, civil rights, okay, taxes, fairness in taxes. We're going to stay focused. And while y'all are out here running around playing these games, we're going to be voting for Joe Biden's dried bones that we found in the desert. If it has to come to that. And so they can just totally miss me with all these attacks and stuff like that. It doesn't work anymore. This whole thing with CNN and all of them asking about if Biden gonna run. Ask about them 34 felonies that man has and all these cases. Ask about those classified documents that he had spread it all over his crapper. Ask about that. Ask about the 13-year-old. Ask about her. That Jeffrey, you know who, provided for him. Ask about that. But don't ask about Biden's health, because at the end of the day, if President Biden is admitted to the nursing home and have to govern and sign documents from his nursing home room, we are voting for him. We are voting for him. And if you don't, I know that drives you crazy. I know it drives them to the brink of insanity, you MAGA people. But it drives us crazy that you support a man like Donald Trump. So miss us with this nonsense that you keep bringing. All right, that's what we have up for debate. Fight it out in the comments. If it's something that I feel is I need to jump in, I'll do that too. All right. See you next time.